What if I told you that 97% of men are making the same mistakes over and over again with older women? Most guys have no idea about the psychological truths I'm about to drop. And here's the hard truth. Without these secrets, you're missing out on something big. But if you want to be part of the elite 5% who get it, who truly understand what makes women tick, especially older women, then stick with me because this video is going to blow your mind. I'm talking about practical, real-world insights that'll change the way you look at relationships forever. Forget everything you've been told. I'm giving you the facts no one else has the guts to share. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to stand out, how to attract her without trying too hard, and how to stop making the same mistakes every other guy does. This isn't some feel-good fluff. We're diving deep into the psychology of older women. And I guarantee once you know these 11 facts, you'll never look at women or relationships the same way again. Let's get into it. Older women aren't like younger women. They've lived, they've learned, they've seen through all the BS, and they know what they want. But here's the kicker. Most men have absolutely no clue how to handle them. Whether you're dating an older woman or thinking about it, I'm about to show you why you've been doing it all wrong. It's not about looks, money, or how smooth you think you are. It's about understanding what really drives women, psychologically, emotionally, and physically. We're going to break down 11 facts that will make you rethink everything. These aren't theories. These are cold, hard truths backed by science, research, and real-life experience. Ready? Let's start with the one thing most men have no idea about. Number 1. Women fall in love because of smell. Here's something that will surprise you. Women, especially older women, fall in love because of smell. And I'm not just talking about wearing some expensive cologne. I'm talking about the natural scent your body gives off. There's a biological connection here. Studies show that women's brains are wired to pick up on a man's scent and can trigger feelings of attraction or even repulsion. A study from Rio de Janeiro University found that if a woman enjoys a man's scent, her affection for him increases by a whopping 85.5%. Yeah, you heard me right. 85.5%. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I control that? Simple. Start by knowing what fragrances complement your natural scent. Go for something subtle but effective. And here's the practical tip. Stop overloading on body sprays and cologne. It's not about drowning yourself in scent. It's about enhancing what's naturally there. Let's take this even further. Some men have no idea that scent is a subconscious trigger for women. You could be saying all the right things, but if your natural scent doesn't appeal to her, you're done before you even start. And it's not about expensive cologne. It's about chemistry. Your scent speaks to her primal instincts, something no words can convey. So, the next time you're picking out cologne, think about how it interacts with your body's chemistry. Next time you're around her, see how she reacts when you get close. You'll know immediately if she's into it. And trust me, this is one of the most powerful and underrated tools you can have in your arsenal. If she leans in, if she stays close longer than usual, if she subtly inhales when you're nearby, you've got her attention. Number 2, women prefer men who have their own way. Forget what you've heard about being the alpha male who dominates every situation. It's all nonsense. Here's the truth. Older women are not impressed by loud, overconfident men who try to control everything. What they're really looking for is a man who's confident in his own skin. A man who has his own way but isn't afraid to show vulnerability. The guys who win with older women, they're the ones who are authentic. They're strong, sure, but they're also not afraid to admit when they don't have all the answers. Women don't want some macho man who's always trying to prove something. They want someone real. Confidence isn't about puffing out your chest and acting like you've got everything figured out. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, knowing your own value, and not being afraid to show your softer side when it matters. Older women are done with men who try to act like they have no weaknesses. They're attracted to men who are confident but human, men who can be strong without being overbearing and soft without being weak. Let me break it down like this. Have you ever noticed how men who seem quiet and reserved often get more attention from women than the loud, in-your-face guys? That's because women are drawn to men who are comfortable enough to let their actions do the talking. They don't need to shout, to be heard. Their presence speaks for itself. If you're a man who knows where he's going and isn't afraid to be vulnerable, you're already miles ahead of the competition. Here's what you need to do. Next time you're with an older woman, stop trying to impress her. Listen, ask her real questions, and be genuinely interested in what she has to say. Respect her independence, but also show her that you got your own life together. Confidence without arrogance is key. And guess what? The guys who do this stand out a mile away because every other guy is still out here trying to play the tough guy. Number 3. Women often feel something but may not express it. Here's where most men completely mess up. Women, especially older women, are masters at hiding their feelings. They've been through enough to know that wearing their heart on their sleeve isn't always the best strategy. But don't get it twisted. Just because she isn't saying something doesn't mean she's not feeling it. In fact, research shows that 68% of women have admitted to hiding their romantic interest just to see if the guy can pick up on it. You want to know why? Because women are testing you. They want to see if you can read between the lines. And if you can't, you're out. Older women are even more subtle because they've learned over the years that men don't always respond well to being told what's on a woman's mind. So instead, they give clues, subtle, quiet, nonverbal clues that you have to be sharp enough to pick up on. They want to see if you can handle the unspoken connection. They're not going to lay it all out for you like a roadmap. If you want to succeed with an older woman, you need to start paying attention to the signs she's giving you. Is she leaning in when you talk? Is she laughing at your jokes a little too hard? Is she touching her hair or making eye contact longer than necessary? These are not coincidences, my friend. These are signals. Signals that most men completely miss. If you pick up on these subtle cues and act on them without being too direct or forceful, she'll know you're tuned in. Most men are oblivious. But if you're the guy who notices these things, you're already standing out. Start watching her body language. You'll see things most guys won't. And once you do, you can act accordingly. Number 4. Women are attracted to pre-selected men. This one's going to blow your mind. Women, and especially older women, are biologically wired to be attracted to men who are desired by other women. It's called pre-selection. When a woman sees that other women are into you, her interest in you automatically spikes. Why? Because you've been pre-approved by the pack. You've already proven you're valuable without having to say a word. Think about it. Ever notice how a guy who seems to always have women around him never struggles to find dates? It's not because he's better looking or richer than you. It's because he's using pre-selection to his advantage. Women see other women being drawn to him, and it makes them want to know what the fuss is about. The thing is, older women are even more in tune with this. They've lived through enough relationships and situations to know that if other women are into you, it means you're bringing something valuable to the table. And it's not just about looks. It's about how you carry yourself, how women respond to your energy. Pre-selection is all about showing that you've got something that others want. So, how do you use this to your advantage? Easy. Start spending time with female friends. Not in a manipulative way, but as part of your social circle. Go to events with them. Be seen. When other women see that you're already in demand, their interest in you will naturally increase. Why? Because you've already passed the first test. Other women like you. That's more powerful than any line you could ever use. Next time you're at a social event, notice how women respond to you differently when you're surrounded by other women. It's like flipping a switch. You instantly become more desirable simply because other women have already validated your worth. Number 5. Teasing is a sign of interest. Here's where most men get it all wrong. When a woman teases you, most guys think they've been friend-zoned or rejected. But what if I told you that teasing is actually one of the biggest signs of attraction? Older women especially use teasing as a way to build a connection and test your sense of humor. When she calls you out for being trouble or gives you a playful nickname, she's seeing if you can handle her energy. The worst thing you can do? Take it seriously or get offended. Instead, tease her right back. Throw a playful comment her way and show her that you can handle the banter. Teasing is actually a way of gauging your emotional intelligence. Older women use it to see if you can keep up, if you're sharp enough to handle their wit, and if you can give as good as you get. This is how they test your confidence. If you can tease back without being rude or defensive, you're showing her that you're comfortable with who you are. So, what's the right response? The next time she says something like, "You're such a troublemaker," smile. Look her straight in the eyes and say, "Only because I know how to get under your skin." This shows you're playing along without taking it too seriously. She'll love it. Why? Because it shows you can keep up with her. And women love a man who can keep them on their toes. Number 6, understanding unspoken language. This is huge, and it's where most men fail. Women don't just communicate through words. In fact, most of their feelings are expressed through their body language. Older women are pros at this because they've had years of experience reading and giving signals. If you can't pick up on these signals, you're in trouble. Here's the deal. If she's leaning towards you, making frequent eye contact, or touching you on the arm, she's telling you she's interested. But if she's crossed her arms, looking away or checking her phone, she's telling you to back off. It's as simple as that. Women communicate so much through body language, and most men are completely oblivious to it. Older women are even more subtle because they've learned that saying too much too soon can scare a guy off. So, they rely on nonverbal cues. The way she touches her hair when you're talking, the way she leans in, the eye contact she holds. These are all signs that she's into you, but you've got to be tuned in to notice them. Most guys miss these clues because they're too focused on what's being said. Don't be that guy. Start paying attention to the unspoken communication that's happening right in front of you. Once you learn to read a woman's body language, you'll understand her feelings without her having to say a word. Number 7, appearance matters during intimate moments. Here's something most men don't realize. Women, especially older women, are incredibly conscious of how they look during intimate moments. They care about how you perceive them, even when they seem confident on the outside. And here's a golden rule. If you want to boost her confidence, compliment her during those moments. Women are already putting a lot of pressure on themselves to look good in everyday situations. But when it comes to intimate moments, that pressure is even higher. They want to feel desired, but they also want to know that you're noticing the little things. So, when you're with her, don't just tell her she looks good. Be specific. Tell her you love the way she looks in that moment. Compliment the way she smiles, the way her eyes light up, or how beautiful she looks without makeup. These small, thoughtful compliments will boost her confidence and make her feel even more connected to you. Number 8, emotional connection leads to more sensations. Here's the truth. Women aren't as physically driven as men. They're all about the emotional connection. If you can connect with her on an emotional level, the physical part will come naturally. But if you skip the emotional connection, don't expect the physical intimacy to be as fulfilling. Older women, in particular, value emotional depth. They've had enough surface-level relationships to know that real attraction comes from more than just looks or physical chemistry. What they crave is emotional intimacy, the kind where they feel understood, seen, and valued for who they are beyond the physical. Here's where you can stand out. Most men rush things, thinking that being physically close will lead to a strong bond. But the reality is, if you build the emotional connection first, the physical connection becomes much more intense. Spend time listening to her, understanding her, and truly appreciating her experiences and perspectives. Once she feels that emotional bond, she'll naturally open up in ways you never thought possible. Ask questions that dive deeper. Instead of asking what her favorite color is or where she likes to eat, ask her about her dreams, her fears, and her past experiences. Show her that you're interested in her mind and heart, not just her body. This emotional connection is the gateway to creating an unforgettable bond. Number 9, women love their friends more than their partners sometimes. Now, this one's going to shock you, but it's true. Sometimes women feel a stronger emotional bond with their female friends than with their romantic partners, especially older women. Why? Because female friendships provide a level of emotional support, understanding, and validation that romantic relationships don't always offer. For older women, friendships aren't just a social circle. These friendships are a lifeline. They're built on years of shared experiences, trust, and emotional support. Women share their deepest secrets, fears, and insecurities with their friends in a way that they might not always do with their partners. This isn't a bad thing. In fact, it can work in your favor. Encourage her to spend time with her friends. Support her friendships, and she'll respect you more for it. When a woman feels like her man understands and supports her social life, she becomes more comfortable and open with him. Don't be the guy who gets jealous or feels threatened by her close friends. Instead, be the guy who gets it. The guy who knows that friendships only make her a stronger, more well-rounded partner. The next time she's out with her friends, don't text her nonstop asking when she's coming home. Instead, give her space. Let her enjoy her time. When she comes back, she'll appreciate you even more for respecting her independence and trusting her judgment. Number 10. Some women accept dates for free food. This might be hard to swallow, but it's true. 38% of women have admitted to accepting dates just for a free meal. That means there's a good chance that some of the women you've taken out weren't there for you. They were there for the food. But don't take it personally. It's a game some women play, especially if they sense a guy is trying too hard. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I avoid being the guy who's only there for the tab? The answer is simple. Make sure the conversation goes beyond small talk. If the only thing you're talking about is the food or the restaurant, you're setting yourself up to be the guy who's footing the bill without getting any real connection. But if you dive deeper, talk about meaningful things, and connect on a more personal level, you'll be able to spot whether she's genuinely interested in you or just enjoying a free night out. Don't make the mistake of thinking that just because she accepted the date, she's automatically into you. Gauge her interest based on the depth of the conversation, the energy she brings to the table, and how engaged she is in getting to know you. If she's only giving short answers and barely making eye contact, chances are she's just there for the meal. But if she's asking you questions, sharing personal stories, and genuinely laughing at your jokes, you've got her attention. Before you ask a woman out, make sure you've established some connection beyond the superficial. Don't just pick a fancy restaurant to impress her. Pick an activity or setting where you can actually get to know each other. This way, you'll know if she's there for you and not just for a free dinner. Number 11. When women are upset, they want you to approach them. Here's something you might not realize. When a woman is upset or frustrated, she doesn't always want to be left alone. In fact, many women want you to approach them to show that you care enough to ask what's wrong, especially older women. They've had enough experiences with men who either ignore them when they're upset or, worse, make the situation about themselves. When an older woman is upset, she wants empathy. Not solutions, not advice, but genuine empathy. She wants to feel like you're in tune with her emotions and that you understand her pain. It's not about fixing the problem. It's about showing her that you're there for her, emotionally present and willing to listen. A lot of men make the mistake of thinking that women want space when they're upset. But the truth is, when a woman is dealing with something, she often wants her partner to step in, ask how she's feeling, and offer support. This is especially true for older women who value emotional connection and maturity in their relationships. The next time she's upset, don't wait for her to come to you. Approach her. Gently ask what's on her mind and let her talk. Don't interrupt. Don't try to fix it right away. Just be there. Acknowledge her feelings and let her know that you're here to support her through whatever she's going through. This kind of emotional support will deepen your bond and show her that you're the kind of man she can rely on. There you have it. 11 psychological facts about older women that you probably didn't know. These aren't just random tidbits of information. They're insights that, if used properly, will change the way you approach relationships, especially with older women. These facts are your blueprint for understanding how women think, how they feel, and what they truly want in a partner. The best part? You now have practical, actionable steps you can take to implement these insights into your own life. Whether it's paying attention to her body language, building emotional connection first, or simply giving her the space to be herself. These psychological facts will help you stand out from the crowd. Remember, understanding a woman, especially an older woman, isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate her feelings. It's about connecting with her on a deeper level, being real, and offering the kind of emotional support and confidence that most men don't even think about. So, what are you waiting for? Put these facts into action. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and drop a comment below telling me which fact blew your mind the most. Let's keep this conversation going, and I'll see you in the next one.